You can always add more to a
Who's
painting,
that?
but you need
It's
to
Gaz.
realize that the painting's already been done.
He's such an intellectual.
Like, at what day and moment was I was just like,
That's me.
I'm not doing this anymore.
Right.
I wish I could go back and kick that son of a bitch in the dick.
Whatever somebody's going through, like even the little things are things that like progressively get bigger. Like there's ways around it. There's ways to like go through it. There really is.
Everything has a consequence. Everything changes with every decision that you make.
This is me versus me.
I mean, it was me versus me today.
Told you, yeah, it's a little fucking me versus her. I don't know what's going on. What's going on, crazy?
What's going on? Yo.
It's nice to have you in the studio for the first time.
Thank
and,
you.
And have you back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awkward. You've ever had a...
Yeah, there's been a couple weird episodes where I did one where
You did a three-way in a couple episodes?
I did.
This is an odd three-way.
I did one where we actually had some fans come in and ask a bunch of questions.
Oh.
That was fucking kind of cool. Yeah.
This is one of those weird, like, we're family, but not kind of thing. It's like untestically speaking. We're cousins.
I was gonna say
Because we're not
kind of weird, not cousin.
untestically speaking.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
gene pool, we're cousins.
Gene pool.
Yeah.
And you two are related, but we're not related.
And for the listeners, this is Brittany. She says hi. She's from California. Right? You still live out there?
I
Yeah.
I wasn't
We
sure
live
if
this
you guys
morning.
were living in Vegas. I didn't know
No.
your mom was in fucking Tennessee.
do. I barely knew she was in Tennessee.
Yeah.
She's moving to Arizona, apparently.
Apparently, she's moving in with me.
Oh, yeah, I heard that on the way here.
Yeah.
You know why?
She keeps calling me. She's like, "Do you have that room open yet?" I'm like, "I guess."
She's a safety roommate.
Safety roommate.
Yeah. Guy,
She cooks, she
unattractive
cleans.
female, or lady over 60, because those are people you're not going to bone.
She can break up with girls for you.
Safety roommate.
That's valuable.
You bring a girl home, you don't like her, she'll get rid of them.
And she cooks.
She cooks.
I cook around here.
No.
Oh, but she...
No, like biscuits and
Cooks.
gravy and crepes and...
Great.
I
I'm gonna
know.
gain more fucking weight.
Woo!
Better
Hey,
start hitting that gym.
muscles are good. Look at your muscles.
Are you high? You know how much weight I've gained?
Usually.
Yeah, Dad. I was like, that's a dumb statement. Ever since shit slowed down at the tow truck place, I sat on my ass for 6 months. So now I'm active again.
Active.
Yeah, I work at Dodge.
Woo! Go!
Getting my steps in
Dodge.
every day. Gotta get a new car.
Yep, yep.
Who's going skiing? That's what that
I
was.
get our steps in.
Yeah.
By the way, I'd like to say thank you to Stetson, my teammate, for pulling through with those steps. He works in a warehouse. Lots of steps. I work in an office, well, at a desk. So, not very many steps. So, Stetson's pulling
There's
through
a lot
for
of
both
steps
of
from
us.
the coffee machine to the desk.
Oh,
Coffee.
God.
I love coffee.
Both of us were like, oh, God, coffee.
Coffee. Any time of the day, I can
All day.
sleep on coffee. A coffee nap.
Yeah.
That's like one of my favorite things.
You like coffee naps? I
you
like
wake-
shower naps.
Well, you wake up at 4 in the morning, because sometimes I wake up at 4, and then I drink a cup of coffee, and I go back to bed, like after my coffee, and I sleep for another 2-3 hours. And
No
it is-
shit.
It is fucking amazing. It's like I wake up like,
Coffee
woo!
naps. I'm going to have to
Coffee
give that
nap.
a try.
Yeah.
Have some coffee right before
Never
bed.
heard of
and just
that.
see. I mean, neither. This is the first.
Do you sleep on coffee?
No, I mean, no. Typically, I sleep on alcohol, but if I'm being honest, I have a different medicine. That sounds so
Yeah.
bad.
It does.
Well, it's Friday, so
hmm
I drank
Cheers.
alcohol with you tonight.
And I am so looking forward to this. By the way.
Motherfucking Friday.
Friday! Ooh, and you know what else it is?
After
Today is Grandma Bernice's birthday.
Oh,
Happy birthday, Grandma Bernice.
damn it,
birthday.
Bandy.
I love Grandma. Grandma,
How'd I do?
I'm not sure. I don't know if this is the problem or if this is. I don't know.
It's got to be the other one because I made that one with love.
She's like
it's
this.
fair.
It's custom. Okay.
I put
you
my
need-
finger in
Do
it.
you
It
need
should be
more
perfect.
tahini or
Great.
something like that?
I don't know.
Need some lime? More lemon?
It's bland. But that's this problem.
Oh, you know what you need?
I just stopped drinking the Monster.
Let's see what I have in my magic bag.
Oh boy, here we go.
Mary Poppins over here.
Oh no. We're okay.
No, he needs lemon.
I don't think it needs anything. It's a meat problem. All right, fine. Is there anything
Just-
we could do with the salt? Because I'm addicted to this shit.
Yeah, drop it in.
Just
Here.
yes.
So,
should I
you know, Grandma.
stir it?
Grandma was
ahead.
awesome.
Well, family here.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I don't give a fuck anymore.
Look at, watch. Magic bag.
What the fuck?
Mary Poppins.
Just dawned on me. You pulled out a roll of paper towels.
So Grandma was, she always loved, loved, you know. It's probably where I get my love from. Like, Grandma loved you.
Grandma loved.
Grandma loved me.
I was like, I don't know if you
She
remember the
loved
look on her
you.
face.
She loved you. You were a little baby.
Yeah, I was.
But Grandma loved, and no matter what stage of life I went through, good or bad or whoever I was,
It's a buffet.
It is.
Grandma, she would talk to me about it. She wouldn't judge me about it. She'd ask me why I was doing what I was doing, and as long as I gave her a good answer, she would say, "Okay, well now we know what you're doing, so let's change the action."
I do remember often
And-
hearing
Oh, shit.
Boonie.
Are you putting in mine too? All right.
Yeah,
She'd always sing for you. It was never
Yeah.
just a call. She'd just sing
Yeah.
for you.
Booney,
Yep.
Caesar and a booney.
Yeah, that bullshit.
Mhm.
That-
But
you know what's crazy is that how you say that, like that's almost exactly like how you are. Like why is it this way? What's going on? Let's try to fix it. Like you definitely offer solutions. You know, even when you and I talk, we talk about like 5 times a week
yeah,
at minimum,
at minimum.
and always a video call.
Mm-hmm.
And we just shoot the shit, or I call you and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna yell, and you're like, all right, I'm here for it, go for it.
Let me get to the other room. Hold on.
Yeah, or you know, it's vice versa. Like, oh my god, I need
need
to
to
talk to you.
vent.
I need to talk to you. Okay, like lay it on me.
And venting means I don't need anything from you. Just listen
Yeah.
and let me vent. And if I ask you, like, how do you feel about that? Then it's your turn to chime in.
That exact topic, from what I understand, is a pretty serious relationship issue. Because most men just like to have fucking solutions for problems, and you don't always need a solution. Do you know how hard that is to do?
No.
No, it's incredibly difficult. Even
Yeah.
You don't need to fix it. Sometimes you just need to vent.
That's
and
so difficult.
And people that know me, anyone who knows me, even like my husband, if he calls from work and he'll say like, "Hey, how are you?" and I'm like, he's like, "I just need to vent." Okay, go.
Oh,
Just vent, and then he'll say, "Ooh, I feel better." Okay.
I didn't know that was an option.
so
You
my
can just vent. I will just listen.
So-
I don't need to offer anything unless you ask me. And
My
then I'm
hus-
going to tell you the truth.
my husband has recently discovered this. like
It's all
like-
news.
Right, but like he was having like some issues with, you know, it was like work related, and he would call me because he had downtime. He's like, I need to vent, and I'm like, sweet, like I don't have a meeting for like 15 minutes, like lay it on me. So I work from home a lot, so it's just like, all right, between meetings, like cool, lay it on me. And he's like, I feel so much better. And I'm like, yeah, that's how that works. Like, do you want me to say something, or like you good? And then it's either, you know, like, yes, tell me what you think, or, you know, like, no, Brittany, be quiet. Like, and I'm good
always
with that.
be the problem solver, you know?
Interesting
I'm
concept.
just not looking for Nancy Drew all the time. Sometimes I just need you to shut the fuck up.
Chamoy right there.
Oh, thanks
You're
for
welcome.
fixing me.
Yeah. Can't have you looking like that.
Thanks.
Can't take you in public looking like that
Hell
shit.
no, not
No.
when you're creme brulee.
Fucking scrub.
One day. I could be Jello.
You're never gonna be Jello.
I could be Jello.
Never gonna be Jello.
Could be.
Never.
One day.
Never.
What are we talking about?
She's never gonna be Jello.
Jello?
We're creme brulee. Once you're creme brulee, you could never be Jello.
Some people like
Yeah,
Jello.
of course. Yeah, I totally. Yeah.
It's okay if you like Jello and creme brulee, but once you're creme brulee,
Just one of those times.
you're never
so
gonna be
now,
Jello.
Now you're just gonna have to watch my best friend's wedding, and you're gonna be like, oh.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fair.
You don't even need a broad to do it with. You could just sit back and do it yourself.
Oh, that's fine. Gucci.
Well, before I told you to take your broad and do it, so I'm retracting. You don't even need a broad. You could just do you on your own and be the man you're supposed to be. No one needs a second person, a sidekick.
You know, this process would have been expedited like tenfold if I would have had some adult situations with some adult people in my life. This is like what we were just talking about.
Sometimes I feel like relationships always take me back to the movie Shane.
What's that movie?
It's like they ride off, he rides off slumped over on the horse, and some people are like he's alive and he's gonna revive. Other people are like he's dead. I think sometimes in relationships, it's kind of like Shane. Like you keep the horse trotting, and at some point in time, it's like you're slumped over. Am I just faking it to get out of this relationship, or am I really dead?
I see. I see.
faking it. See, it
Yeah.
happens a lot in a relationship. It could be with all kinds of things, you know.
Yeah, I'm aware. Yeah, totally aware of this.
But you know what happens? It's called communication.
Also, not my favorite thing.
It's no one's favorite thing, but you know.
Well, it's not my favorite
get
thing
the hard
because
things out of the way, and then it's like ripping a Band-Aid off. You know, you say the hard things, right? We say the hard things, and then it's like.
listen, me saying the hard
let's
things
move
is
in.
not the fucking problem. It's getting the truth out of anybody else that's the fucking problem.
And sometimes, when you say the hard things, you say them with your sageisms.
No, because I think when someone really gets to know you, when you say the hard things, they don't take offense to it, like because they know that like because I mean I have the whole RBF thing going on, and
I do too.
like I look unapproachable, and then people get to know me, and they're like,
Oh my god!
yeah, oh, like yeah, no, like
People
I'm actually
actually
kind
say,
of
like,
like
you're not a
chill
bitch.
person.
Yeah.
Like
Wow.
I can say shit.
Yeah.
I can say some shit. Like I really will hurt your feelings.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not what I'm about. Like I don't like to hurt people's feelings.
Right.
But when people know you, you can say the things and it's not gonna hurt their feelings. I do it with her, I do it with my sister, I do it with my best friend. Like
Well,
I
I
can
could have a
say
bad day
the
and
stuff.
just come off rude, and then
I
she'll
think-
take the rudeness, and then later on I'll call and I'll say, "Hey," and she'll say, "Oh, I know you're having a rough day. I get it.
it's
I
good.
no
I
offense."
think
all
it's
good.
I think it's one of the most truly enlightening things for a person to be able to speak completely openly. And that's not an asshole card. That's not what I'm saying. But to always say what you mean, and not necessarily always be an asshole about it, I
Yeah.
feel like that is probably one of the best things you could do for yourself.
I learned
I say what I want with a smile.
I've learned in the past
That's the
few
problem. I gotta
years
smile.
the past few years that I need to like simmer a little bit, and not like you know like oh my god like I'm gonna sit and I'm gonna boil over and then I'm just gonna explode and just be mean, but I need to really thought process before I speak because words matter. Words are important.
They do.
And
Not
you
everybody
can't-
understands these concepts.
And
Well,
you
sticks and
can't
stones.
you can't take words back.
But that
Once you
hurts.
say them,
Yeah.
whether they say I forgive you for it or not,
Mm-hmm.
you can't take them back, and that person will always hear those words that you spoke to them. So I've gotten in the habit of I need a minute. I need to think about what I'm going to say because I don't want to be mean. I don't want to hurt your feelings, but I need to get what I need to say off my chest.
Yeah.
But in a good manner.
I can fuck with that because that is one of the things that I've learned how to develop myself is if things are going south, then I just try to walk away.
Mm-hmm.
Now, on the other side of that coin, when people, because there are people that will not let you walk away.
But
There are people that want to address the shit right off the bat, and I'm like, you need to fucking...
But do you just turn and walk away like I'm being an asshole and walk away? Or do you just verbalize and say, hey, I need to process for a minute. Give me a minute. I'm going to come back to this conversation.
9 times out of 10, I'll say, like, you know, we're going to talk about this in a little bit. I need to,
well,
I
then
need to
that's
get away
not
from
respect
this.
from your other, from the
Yeah,
person
that's
that you're
fine.
speaking
Well,
with.
it's not just, it's not like, I've encountered this outside of relationships, too. It's just people who don't have the thought process of...
Well, you want to get the last word in. They're not.
Exactly, and
they're
people want
not
to win that
listening.
fucking battle. and
Yeah,
I'm
they're
like,
not listening.
You're going to regret it if we keep
They're
going
just
down this
talking.
road.
And you just have to learn not to take the bait.
We don't take the bait.
We're not taking the bait
And
anymore.
I have
I'm
learned
like, I'm about to burn this bridge.
Yeah.
when you talk to people, some people, when you go to conversation, we're going at it as a conversation of good or bad, and your opinion's your opinion. And in the end, I'm going to love you no matter what your opinion is. But they go at it every conversation as a debate, and in a debate you win. So it is like they say whatever hurts or whatever it is, they say that because in the end they just want to win. And so they never listen to what the problem was
Yeah.
or what we were discussing.
Yeah.
All they were thinking about was winning.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you were hurting them. You were attacking them, so I'm going to win.
Mhm.
And that's, as soon as I start talking to people or even meet people anywhere in a setting and that starts happening, back in the day,
She's all engage.
well, I would take it as a direct challenge.
Yeah,
Like, oh, we're
exactly.
going to debate. Oh, let's do this.
Let's fucking roll.
Now, I let you sit and you just talk, and I let you speak what you want to say, and then I say, well, that's a crazy opinion, or that's a strange way to think of things, but that's your opinion, and that's not mine, and I really wasn't going to this conversation as a debate. We were just having a nice, casual conversation, so I'm going to let you in, and I'm going to get another drink. Enjoy your day. Or
That was loud.
you have the day
Have
that
the
you
day
deserve. Because sometimes, like, when you go to, like, a checkout girl and they're just rude and asshole to you, and they say, like, give you your change, have a good day. I like to look at you and I smile and I take my change and I say, well, thank you. Well, you have the day you deserve.
Oh, fuck.
And I walk away. Because you should have the day you deserve. And if is that the energy you're projecting, then that's the day you're going to get. Because
there we go.
That's what you're projecting. What did you put in there? Did you put the rest
I didn't do anything.
Oh. It just tastes better?
Mm-hmm.
So I just,
got a little bit more pow.
Relationships, are hard. And as you get older, you do see things in different lights. And I told you the last time we talked, I've been just sitting back and listening and watching people and letting them just show me.
Observing is such a power move.
Show me who you are. And when you show me, I've decided that either I don't want to hang out with you anymore, or, you're more of a casual, once a year kind of person I want to chill with. I think that life changes you, and then you find these, like you realize sometimes in life that you had people all along that you were doing these things with, like hanging out and shit, but you didn't realize it because we had this label placed that we were just cousins.
Yeah.
We were just cousins. It was a label. And we discussed this label situation before. People throw a label on it, brother, mother, sister, aunt, friend, best friend, whatever you want to put on it, and then you're supposed to live up to that label. And if I have to live up to the label, you have to live up to the label too. It's not like a one-sided situation.
Right.
So you could be my brother. You could be a mother or father. You could be somebody who's supposed to be in my life significantly, but the energy's off. And
100%.
And it's literally a label, and I don't feel like
you shouldn't be held to the relationship because of that particular label.
Of a label. And we were always raised that you're family, and we just deal with it, and they're family. And I think that made it really hard to start separating those hard relationships for me.
Yeah.
The ones that I felt obligated to, the ones that I were like forced upon me, even ones that I inherited because of the gene pool. I just felt like that's when I really started looking back and looking at how you treated me, and kind of I'm a bubble chart person. I bubble charted. What have I given to this relationship, and what have they given me?
Yeah, I remember having this talk when you started doing that.
And then I crossed.
Yeah.
I just started crossing people off my list.
It's been a really big talking point for her and I, especially like
label's a label.
Her and I were born into the same family. Our dads are brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's always very morbid when you think like the were sense.
They
are.
My dad.
I mean, technically,
may rest in peace.
Right. I mean, it's like, but
Don't get him started. He'll come back. He likes to fuck with me.
We've always been really close.
We have
like
the handbasket ready.
A lot of the early years, like she tells me about a lot of all the earlier years. Like we were always together. We dressed alike, and this and that. And then there was a time frame where we, distant because Arizona, California,
because of the divorce,
divorce, age differences. Like life happens. And over the past, I want to say 5-6 years ish, like we've really started having those like hard conversations about family life, about marriages, about I go to her for advice for a lot of things about kids. I mean, I've got a brood of my own, and I'll call her and I'm like, oh my god, these guys are killing me right now, and it's calm because I can say the things, but then we start talking about like the labels and the relationships and why is it this way, why does it have to be that way, and I tell her how I feel about particular things, and there's no judgment, and that's okay. Your feelings are valid. It is okay to have feelings. Now my feelings are always my feelings, but if I'm being dumb, then it's 100% like call out, like you're being silly right now, like you're being dumb right now, like stop being dumb, like
dial it back.
Right.
Yeah,
and it's okay,
and I just laugh and I'll say okay, because remind me, we video chat.
Oh yeah.
So she's telling me all the stuff,
and it's vice versa,
and
it's vice versa. She'll call me super hot and I sit there and I giggle
and
and
I'm
like
smiling.
I'm not laughing at you, like I'm
you're hot, like hot.
Wow.
Like that.
Jesus.
Like, I'll tell her like, who made you this mad? I'll punch him. Like
right.
Oh my gosh.
And then it's funny, and then it's light, and then you don't feel like your feelings have zero meaning. But if it's not okay to like not really feel that, I don't know how to explain that. Not to not feel that way, but
okay. Remember that feelings are your own, and just because you are feeling in the heat of the moment what had happened doesn't mean the person that made you feel that way is having the same reaction to the feeling, because feelings are all on your own, and that's how you feel, and it's your emotion, and that's how you take it on, and it's not for anyone else to take on. And when you get mad at someone because you didn't take on, like, my emotion, that's not my emotion to take on. I'm sorry you feel that way, but that's your emotion. That's how you feel.
It's how you're feeling in that moment. We don't take on each other's.
And I'm not going to take.
Maybe that's what this podcast is about. It's just like, like healthy relationships.
Healthy relationships.
Growing up around so many people that press so hard on the word family, like you said, because everybody in our family, well, see, I still say it. Everybody in our situation pressed fucking hard on how close we were all supposed to be, and this and that, and you got family everywhere, and there's so many people that are in your family, and just that shit growing up constantly.
It's like they may be family, but it's a gene pool. So
but
we share a gene pool. But
coming from probably one of the most dysfunctional situations I've ever fucking witnessed. It's so bizarre.
You're gonna get us in so much trouble.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
So we get ourselves in enough trouble.
That shit, growing up and finally kind of understanding, I don't need the word and I don't need the sense of it to realize who's close to me and who's in my fucking corner.
And it doesn't always have to be blood. Like, that's the thing.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I have family that I love dearly. My best friend's family. They're the most amazing people. And I don't know where I would be without, them, just like I don't know how I'd be without her, without my sister. This is like my big sister. We have another cousin, same thing, like my big sister.
I'm blessed to have some of the people that I have on my side for my entire life, and I'm thankful for a specific amount of them, but fucking surely not all of them. There is quite a few people that are in this family that have really put me through the fucking ringer for reasons unknown.
Oh yeah, I can resonate with that. 100%.
And it blows my mind when it happens because of how deeply we were supposed to be just family. But it just goes to show you, like you said, not everybody the closest to you is going to be family all the time.
Yeah, well,
or your biggest fan,
right?
When you're raised that family is supposed to be the most important thing.
Yeah.
When you need somebody, your family, that's supposed to love you no matter what, unconditionally.
Right.
And then they're not there.
It's supposed to be, like, in my mind, it was always like a level of respect for a certain person. Mm-hmm. If this person is one of those people, then I hold them higher, and I'm gonna. Mm-hmm. But learning the hard way that that's not always the fucking case was a real mind blower.
No, you get a certain amount, but for the most part, I've learned that it has to be earned. It has to be earned 100%, and it doesn't have to be earned with like money and grand gestures. No, it's earned through actions, like your actions. Like, I don't ask her for anything. I don't ask her for really a damn thing.
We send each other goofy things in the mail.
I mean, right?
In the mail?
Yeah. Amazon.
I sent her a bracelet that said it's all pretty and silver and it's like a cuff bracelet.
Okay.
But on the inside it says, "I'd cut a bitch for you."
I pictured her like packaging something up and.
Oh, she does that too.
Oh, great.
She does that too. I got 40 things for my 40th birthday, all packaged individually.
Jesus, really?
Yeah.
That's determination,
right?
Yeah.
And I tried to stagger
But it's
them.
like the little things that, like, I mean, and it could be like
for
a flower
birthday,
seed. And
this year, what I asked for my birthday, what did I ask for?
Me.
Ta-da!
I told him I didn't need anything to open or unwrap.
Speaking of which, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I told him I just didn't need any of those things. They're just things.
Yeah.
What I really needed was quality time, and I needed some sisterly, some cousinly, some my ride or die. I needed that for my birthday, and that's I just needed time. And in my life, I have found that most of the women in my world, we had this discussion too, that women have always disappointed me. Women just, that's why I don't have probably I have relationships with females, but the whole time during that I'm wondering when you're going to leave me, when you're going to do me wrong, when you're going to talk about me.
Yeah. Hey, same.
So, I'm just...
That might be something you two need to talk about offline.
I have a complete...
Different podcast.
And I do have a handful of women in my life that have not disappointed me, or have disappointed me, but recognized they did that and came to me and said, I realize I did you wrong.
Now that's fucking cool.
And I don't want to do that for you.
Mm-hmm.
Because, and Brittany knows how hard female relationships are. I can, I always had guy friends. Female relationships are hard.
Time I did.
Because I don't trust females. Because females disappoint me. Females have left me literally left me.
When I see a bundle of females like at the mall or something, it just makes me nervous. I'm
Right.
like, oh God,
Okay, you know what?
they're
Trish?
congregating.
It's like a big red flag. It's like a girl talking to you outside a bar next to a U-Haul truck.
I didn't
Red
mean
flag.
that, guys. I didn't mean that, guys. I'm not sexist. I'm just kidding.
But you know what baffles me is like I see these things and it's like you see these broads and they have like 14 friends and I'm like, where did you find them? Okay, legitimately, I have one friend that is not related to me by blood. One. That's it. The rest of my friends are literally related to me. We share a gene pool.
Mm-hmm.
Like my
I have a friend
cousin
from seventh
here,
grade.
my little sister, our older female cousin. Like those are like I have acquaintances. I have a lot. I have acquaintances that I love. My daughter-in-law, I love her. She's fantastic. Like she's, you know, we have a great relationship. Like I consider her like one of my friends. But like I relationships are hard. Like and keeping them and like the work that goes into them.
I was gonna say the maintenance.
You can
really
only put so much
Well,
of
I
yourself
have
into
Jessie.
so many people.
Sorry, girl. From 7th grade. You know, shout out, you dirty little card swiper.
I've been doing really good. I have only said
She's-
best friend and
I
little
know.
sister.
I say it all the time. I just can't help myself because I just love her so.
Does
But
she
I've
still
had
live in
her-
Vegas?
Yes.
My sister?
Yes. Okay.
So 7th grade, you know, and she's been through all those stages. You know, she went through me through those, you know, when I did the 9-inch nail phase and when I did, you know,
You had one of those?
Yeah, it was bad.
broomstick skirt. I wore the black long broomstick skirts. And
Yeah.
I painted my face with powder instead of, yeah.
How did I miss the goth stage?
I did that. That
Oh,
was,
you missed the like.
I missed everything.
You missed the crazy eyebrows and the aquanet and
yeah,
all the stuff.
I did that.
I
Yeah.
had to like double check. I had to look at your eyebrows.
I think that
wow.
I was.
No, we've gotten past that. We're
well,
good.
through all my phases, you know, remember, dude, you just, now that I listen to all those, you know, like, what is that? I listen to Mel Robbins and, you know, those kind of things.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
It really brings to light a lot of things that are true about bringing things from childhood into the adulthood. You know, like,
oh God, it's so bad.
like, you know, like,
It's in ways you would have never thought.
it is.
Yeah, it truly is.
And then in my daily life now, I see things and I'm like, damn it.
Fuck, they were right.
Yeah, like, oh, damn, that's right. Or that's why I have that issue with girls. Like, even in elementary school, growing up in our family, everyone lived on one block in California, literally. And
I'm
there
glad
were
we don't do that.
throw.
there were other
Glad we don't do that
families
no more.
that were like that like lived across the park, and there was just other families. And these other families, because they were big giant families that, you know, for generations had lived on the block,
Right.
when their kids, and then we all would go
Still
to school
do.
together, and still.
No
Yeah.
shit.
And
Yeah.
because they were of that family, we were just supposed to be friends. And yes, some of them
There's that pedestal.
I was friends with, but others I didn't want to be friends with, and they would force us to, like, I had to be friends. You know, this family had kids of every age, and their person that I was supposed to be hanging out with, because they were my age, was mean to me. Like, but only after people weren't looking. Like, in front of everybody,
Oh,
she
that
was
bullshit.
amazing.
Yeah.
But then it was like, get away from me now, they walked away. Or she would make fun of my dress because, you know, when we went through the divorce, it was rough.
I'm not gonna take offense that you just shoved me.
Well,
She's like, we're
let me
gonna
bring
look
it back.
We're gonna look past that little show.
I'll bring it back. So
She's an aggressive
she
talker.
would
That's why we
just-
only video chat.
she would make fun of me or like my clothing. And then during the divorce, you know, I gained some weight. I did eat my fillings, and I gained some weight, which was even rougher because as a little girl, all you need is one female to tell you you're amazing. And as a little girl, I had my one person, which you told me I was amazing.
5 years younger.
my other, like, my aunts would tell me I'm amazing, but that one person who you look for to be like, hey, I was always just like pushed to the side.
Yeah.
So growing up, I know I have female issues because I didn't have anyone to teach me
Right.
how to be a friend or how to be a good female or those kind of things. And when
Tissues for the studio. Got it.
yes, and when
My bad.
and then I always had Brittany and Haley.
Oh, you said it, not me.
It is what it is. I always had my girls.
Damn it. No,
And
sorry.
then when the divorce happened, and then we moved, we didn't have anybody. And then I was even more alone because I was in 7th grade. I really needed someone to show me those essential things.
Right.
And those people were so busy trying to find themselves.
Well,
that
you were in 7th grade and I was 5 years younger than that.
well, not you, like
Oh.
the parental unit.
The ones that are supposed to have your hand.
Yeah, they were so busy trying to find themselves or fall in love or recreate whatever mistakes they'd made as teenagers that it was like very crucial, and I missed like a whole section of that. So I went through many identities.
Yeah.
I mean, if you wouldn't, I mean, I went through so many identities and changes and through. That's why I like so many genres of music, probably, because I just went through.
I think that's just an us thing because I listen to everything.
I just tried really hard to try to find myself and find a group of friends or find just anyone who pretty much liked me.
Yeah.
I just wanted someone to like me.
Right. Yeah.
And girls
I feel
say
that.
they like you, but
it's very the same.
they don't like me. You know what they wanted? They liked me for something I had to offer or something I could give, or because, oh, we can share my lunch, or oh, I have lunch money, or oh, you could stay at my house, or I'll be your cover while you go with so and so out cruising.
Well,
Right.
because
you can tell your mom you stayed here, because I just wanted someone to like me so bad.
Yeah.
And
that's what it comes down to is that you tend to go to those relationships because you can give them something and you're giving. Like now, like we don't do it as much or hardly ever at all anymore, but when you're young, you're giving your pieces of yourself because you just want to be loved and liked and have friends and you know.
I was lonely out here. Not
I'm
only
sure.
that,
Moving away from everything you know.
I made, well, not only that, but when the divorce happened.
We were so excited when you moved back, though.
Yeah.
We were young. Me and Haley were
when,
young, but
when the divorce happened, in our gene pool world, we chose mom, so we were no longer Pesqueras.
yeah, that's what we were told because
And
you figure how close we are now. This is how close we were when
I
we
was
were
like-
young.
I was like
younger, a lot younger.
I was 8. I didn't choose anybody.
That was the proposition
That's what we were told.
I was
for like a 14-year-old.
I was 8.
Oh, 8. Yeah,
I was
you said
8.
that
Well,
three times.
and you figure
Yeah.
I was 3 or 4.
Yeah.
You know,
But-
so that's what we were told was that's what she chose. And then when you're that close with somebody, you feel abandoned.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
You felt abandoned when I left
Apparently.
as a flat weaver.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
I blocked that shit out.
It's okay.
Delete.
But I made some poor choices while trying to find friends, and even in the poor choices I made in finding those friends,
Well, sure.
this is the shittiest thing I'm gonna say is those people, even though it was a bad choice of friends, they really did make me feel like I was special, like I was part of something.
you were seen.
Like they had my back.
Well, this is exactly
you
where
were
like
seen, you were protected, you were safe.
And
This
they
is-
protected me, and I was safe, and they took care of me, and they made me feel like. Now, in retrospect, I get it.
Mhm.
I would tell any person or child or kid or teenager going through what I was going through at that time that I see you, I get you. It sucks, but I mean, you turn to who is gonna hold you and embrace you and tell you that it's okay that you got an F. Because remember, before one of my identities, before I self-sabotage my whole world, I was all A's and B's and honor roll and spectacular, but it wasn't enough because I still didn't get the hey, high five, you have been student of the month three times in 7th grade. Who does that?
Wait, so it's your fault that I got bad grades my whole life?
I just really wanted, like, maybe if I'm a nerd, they'll pay attention.
No,
Yeah.
they don't, nerd.
But no one paid attention. So then I thought maybe if I hung with this group of friends.
Right.
Nope. Maybe if I 9 Inch Nails and Metallica and nope. Maybe if I listen to oldies. Nope.
There's a lot of Aquanet.
I shaved my eyebrows and painted them on. As a parent, don't you say something? No.
Well,
No.
We talk about wanting to have somebody to hold your hand. When I say shit like that, I don't necessarily mean like every day of the week. You don't need it. I'm not talking about a helicopter
No.
parent.
No.
I'm talking
Or a lawnmower parent.
I'm
no.
talking about.
You know what that is, right?
No.
No.
A lawn. What? So a helicopter parent is the one who hovers
Right.
to control.
Right.
But a lawnmower parent is the person who goes in and cleans up the mess.
Oh,
and
that
lets their
bullshit.
kid walk through.
That's fucking worse.
So they're not going through the trauma or the
Yeah.
Never.
it's cleaned up and
It's-
walk through. It's
Oh, never heard that.
The lawnmower
Never heard
parent.
that either, but that makes sense.
Mhm.
But the moments that are truly important, it's literally just the long term and the small moments that come along. It doesn't necessarily fucking mean be there 24/7, 7 days a week. You're a parent. You're raising an adult. You know that
you're raising a person, and I think people forget that.
Yeah.
You're literally raising a person that's going to grow up in this world and either do great things or not.
But in that, somebody has to be there to hold your hand in crucial moments. And that's all there is to it,
well,
you know?
You need someone to fall back on.
Right.
Like, I mean, and not fall back on in the lawnmower parent, like, analogy, but someone that's there to catch you.
Somebody who's going to show you the different directions you can go and help you make the choice.
Yeah. Right. And when you feel like if you come to that person and you tell that person, like, I'm struggling in math and I'm literally failing because, FYI, it makes zero sense to me.
Yeah. Not clicking.
I have an adult child.
And have that person look at you and say, well, maybe you should have studied harder. Maybe you should have paid more attention. I'm not good at math. So as a kid, who do you turn to? What is your solution?
Yeah.
As a kid, because I just came to that person who's supposed to...
This is supposed to be my guideline.
And
my guideline just had a dead end.
All I feel now is worse about myself. Like, I am an idiot, or, wow, I'm never going to understand math. It's not like I don't plus in all those things. It's like, you know, the bigger stuff when it was happening.
Yeah.
You know, when you're in like 7th and 8th grade and you're learning to divide, and I was like, you know, algebra and all those things. And I was like, damn, I guess I'm on my own again. Like, shit.
And this is
I was jealous of you. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
I was jealous.
Yeah.
I mean, and not to be, everyone knows. How do you compete with a baby? You can't.
No.
That's what the conversation was for a long time.
When you're a middle child, that you are constantly competing with
not only with the baby,
the bookends.
How could Steve's leftovers compete with Mike's miracle?
Wow. That one's gonna raise some eyebrows.
You're not a leftover.
And that's how I have felt most of my life.
You're meatloaf. You're not leftovers.
that you know
Scent.
that you know just you know what was left over of a marriage. I was.
That's pretty bizarre.
I just feel like even in the, you know, my dad remarried, and I love, you know, I love my stepmom. I don't ever call her that, so she's my bonus mom. I've never called her my stepmom ever.
Fuck, I used to call her that for no reason.
Bonus mom.
I'd be,
but
what I used to call her, mom number 2 or something.
Yeah. Even in that
A little retarded
dynamic,
growing up.
I'm still in that dynamic. I'm still the middle child.
Yeah.
So, and oddly enough, she never like really treated me like that, like I was the middle child. But the others do, like in the other realm of the other children, you know,
The other branches of the tree.
Yeah, I just get left behind. Like, you know, with the oldest branch on our tree has always undoubtedly taken care of me, protected me, made sure that I was good. You know, great, wonderful older branch of the tree. Older branch of the tree.
Don't tell him that.
But he always
knows.
He's gonna be offended
you know,
by that. No.
He was always great. He made sure we were, you know, everything was being taken care of. That, you know, I was safe, and he rescued me from, you know, some bad situations. But the other branches, I just get lost in the branch, you know. So it's Brittany here. We have a lot of the same. We get a lot of the same middle child, and I didn't even realize I was a middle child until you told me.
Well, there's so many of you.
Hey, well, it's you versus you here. You know?
When you asked me that question, when we talked, I was like, huh. I never really thought about it like that, but
Maybe
I guess
that's why we like resonate
get,
like really well.
I get lost in the
Because when we
shuffle,
talk
and you know
about
they'd always say she's so easy. It's not that I was easy.
It's called adapting to survive.
And I wasn't.
Adapter.
I was surviving.
Adapt and overcome.
This is what I'm gonna do, or I'm gonna fucking die.
I survived for a long time, and you know, just surviving because I mean, that's what you do, I guess, right?
In the full spectrum of the situation growing up, the way that you guys did, and then little old me comes along, did you really fucking ever foresee the way that things panned out? How much of a wild fucking twist was that? Because that fucking put a twist on everything.
Once you came, I pretty much knew that it was going to be me and you. You were my road dog.
But did you? And look at us now.
You were my road dog. It's like you were truly.
Did you?
I just want to make it clear that I was the first little.
You're the first. You're the
I
first.
just want to put that out there.
But did you imagine that 15 years later that things were going to take that fucking wild of a turn?
And I just want you to know that I wasn't.
Still
angry.
makes me the middle child in this equation.
She's like,
right
I'm still here.
I wasn't angry with you. Like, I mean, you were like literally an embryo. It wasn't that. It was. My life was shit.
Right.
And I would just like, one more thing. That's, it was just one more thing. And then it's like, is this guy going to be around? You have those questions like, is he going to be around? Because my dad didn't stay around. So is this guy going to stay around?
This podcast might get me canceled.
It's like all those, it's like all those things that run through your head, like, and once again, my mom would say like, these are my 3 children and my miracle baby. And
I don't know that.
Yeah, you were the miracle baby.
Yay.
So
I did just stay
we already had so much going on, and then to compete with, it's like competing with Jesus. I mean, there's no competing that. So when someone keeps saying, and
that's where I raised the question after
I loved
all
you
that build
so
up.
much when you came out, and I saw you and you looked at me. It was like instant. I mean, we did share a bedroom, so.
Still love New Kids on the Block.
I know.
I'll be back in July.
We're going to the concert.
Woo!
So
I might go with you.
I cried when she told me.
So,
I cried.
I mean, I loved you, and you're my road dog. And it's so weird when people say like, when you have a baby and you never like think you're gonna love something that much, but like you were before my son, you were the first baby that I actually like held and was like, holy shit, like
you held me. I was there.
This fucker breathes.
Because when I got to hold you guys, I loved you because I was a little girl and I was like, these are my I finally had someone to hang out with.
I know.
I was like, yes, I have people to hang out with. Woo! But
I'll just go sit back in the corner.
But
you guys have your special moment.
Like, I just felt like, like, man, like just the way you used to look at me and like our bond, it was like.
You were pretty cute.
I felt like for the first time in a long time, I had someone loved me just because I was sissy.
Yeah.
You just loved me because I was sissy.
You were my favorite person.
And I just loved you because you were like God, you just loved me, and I just loved you because you were my brother. And all those mean things I said to Mom, I didn't take them back because
can't take words back.
You cannot.
Can't take words back.
You cannot, and I didn't take them back.
Yeah.
And she would say things like, I bet you're eating your words now, or things like that, and I'd smile and I'd just say, mind you, I was 12, 13, and I would say, no, just holding my little brother. I'm just in love with my little brother.
Fuck.
Like, so even growing up, and Mom would try to put that resentment, like, well, Sissy didn't like you, or you were, like, little, so you didn't understand that whole concept, but as an adult, you understand. It wasn't I didn't like you. It was our situation was shit. And it was, like, one more hoop to jump, one more, like, cross to bear, like.
90% of the shit that we reference to from my childhood is probably blocked out. So I'm just being honest with you.
Well, you had a great childhood. You got to go to, like, all kinds of cool places. Like, oh my gosh. You went to
the store.
Out of Africa. You went to Out of Africa.
Safeway
I didn't get to go to Out of Africa. Yeah, you went to Safeway once. Yeah, we have Out of Africa here.
It's in Camp Verde.
Mm-hmm. He went there.
It's pretty dope, actually. You get licked by a giraffe and shit.
We have Arizona.
They'll treat you right.
I don't know if I'm okay with that.
Well, we do have bears.
I have hard limits. That's one of them.
Giraffes. She likes moose. Moose.
Plural for moose is moose.
Moose.
Yeah.
She has a moose issue.
What's your issue with moose?
I love moose.
Okay.
I love frogs.
Yeah,
I'm aware. Everybody's aware.
I collect moose. I love moose. They're fantastic.
You should see your backyard. They're
but,
all in the backyard. You know what they
right?
say?
Yes. I have a fascination. So it started as a nickname. It was a nickname my dad gave me when I was in high school.
Moose?
Yes, I have. Hold on, there's reasons before you give the fake.
The other person that I know that we call Moose
is probably a large person.
A big black guy.
Okay, so the
and I love Moose, but
how it came about was I played water polo. I played water polo in high school.
That's strange.
Why is that strange?
I don't know. I just never heard that before.
I was amazing. I was a goalie.
Oh.
I could jump out of the water to my thighs
He
using
said
just my legs and my arms. Like I could
Never heard of
squat
that.
350 repetitious.
Fuck.
Like, at 100 pounds pure muscle.
Stop.
No, seriously.
She was a catch.
I used to catch it as a goalie. Yeah.
Weird.
But I would come home after swimming like 6-7 hours a day because we'd have 0 period practice, go to school, go back to practice. I wouldn't get home until 9-10 o'clock at night from practice.
Mm-hmm.
Like I put in the work. I made the varsity team. I lettered my senior year, the whole 9 yards. Like I put in the work. But I come home and in our house, you either ate on the Nana size plate, which was, little bits, or you ate on the man size plate, which is a normal dinner plate. And I would have seconds and thirds, and I was still the size of a twig. And my dad told me one day, like, easy, Moose. And it hurt my feelings at the time.
Right.
But obviously, as I got older, like, it doesn't hurt my feelings as much. Like, I'm like, it's
yeah.
right. Like,
I was worried.
but
Didn't know you had those.
sometimes, a lot of the times, I'm the emotional. Not today.
It's in her pocket.
But
It's in her pocket.
I'm the emotional
it's
one in
with
the
her
family.
smile. Hold on, let's get that smile out.
I'm the emotional one in the family, like hands down. Like more, like it's crazy. But so it became a nickname, and I was Moose for a really long time. And so then Rocky and Bullwinkle, and I started collecting them, and it's a thing. But if you actually look at like videos of moose, they are beautiful and majestic, and they're enormous animals.
They are
enormous,
violent,
but they are mean as fuck.
They are violent as fuck.
So I kind of like.
You're like, I fuck with it. I get it.
Like, I kind of, like, I felt it.
Yeah.
I felt it, and I was like, oh.
Okay.
Like, they're really kind of, like, really amazing creatures.
Moose.
But
Moose.
they're mean as shit. And
I got our keychain that says always be yourself. And if
unless you can be a moose, then be a moose.
Yeah.
It's the first animal obsession I've ever heard of being a moose. But I'll take it.
I have a tattoo. I have a cup. I think 2. 1 or 2. What? 2 for sure. The tattoo artist's name, his nickname was Moose, and he was very excited because he was a moose putting a tattoo on a moose, and I've always wanted a tattoo of a moose, and he was like, we got to do it because then a moose is going to put a moose on a moose, like
a moose mooch.
It's a lot of meesing.
it's a lot of mooshin.
Where's the moose?
I don't have it yet.
Oh, you don't have it yet. Okay.
No. I have others. I have 7 others.
I thought maybe you got that sooner.
Not
and
yet.
my first thought is, what a wild fucking tattoo. You pull off some chick's shirt. Why the fuck is there a moose on your ribcage?
And then I have to, no, the one I have on my ribcage is an infinity sign. My best friend's mom had breast cancer.
Well, this took a left turn.
I was her chemo buddy, so I have that on the breast that she had.
Why did I think a left turn? Why can't it be a right turn?
It's always a left. I don't know.
It was a right breast, so why not a right turn?
All right, it took a right turn. So
I'm left-handed. I'm offended.
I knew that was coming.
Fuck your feelings.
They're mine and they're valid.
Before, cause we do have to close this out soon, but before
How
we do
soon?
that, huh?
How soon?
A little bit.
Okay.
I don't know. You want to be there by 8, right?
Oh yeah, we need to be there by 8.
And you got shit to do.
Oh, we got shit to do.
All right, calm down.
We got a pregame.
Okay, there we go. That's fine. I want to know. I know a little bit of our family dynamic, but the way you guys were talking makes it sound like you had a similar situation growing up. So before we close out, I want to hear a little bit about that.
Our situation is really different. I mean, I guess maybe it isn't so different. Like,
I mean, I know your mom. I've never met your dad.
okay. My dad is the youngest of
The 4 boys.
the 4 boys.
Jesus Christ, there was 4 of them?
Yeah.
See, this is a whole side I literally know nothing about.
It was like,
yeah.
asshole.
I forgot. I actually forgot for a little bit that it was a Pesquera thing.
Yeah, so my dad is the youngest. My dad's the baby.
Okay.
And her dad is the third in line. So our dads were the closest in age.
God, if all 3 of you look alike, they got some strong fucking genes.
Yeah. So
no joke.
You've seen Haley.
Yeah.
Also.
Oh, it's worse.
Yeah, we kind of look like almost like fraternal triplets.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah.
But we're almost exactly the same amount of years apart. Like we're 5, me and Haley are 3.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, it's our family dynamic. We grew up in like a hierarchy.
What's your dad's name?
Frank.
Oh, okay. We're gonna put together pieces here.
Yeah.
I don't understand because I know Frank,
Yeah.
and I know most of that side of the family. I just don't know where the fuck how.
Yes. So there's obviously the oldest.
I
Then
always liked Frank.
Then there's my oldest.
He was always my favorite, and then something happened one time where he just turned into like an asshole, and it's never. He's just been cranky Frankie from that point on.
Who? And I don't mean to be insensitive, but who was Nana?
That was their mom.
Their mom.
So
Okay.
our grandmother.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pearl.
Yeah. So she passed away almost 2 years ago now.
Yeah. I know it was recent because they went out to Cali for it.
Yeah.
And I think did Brandon go?
Yes.
She said, "Fuck yes."
I was kind and cordial.
Yeah.
I always am.
I know.
Our papa passed away when I was 12.
Mm-hmm.
He was an only child. And he wanted nothing more than a big family, and that's exactly what he got. There's is there 12 of us, or is there 10 of us? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 10 of us, grandchildren. So 4 boys, 10 grandchildren. We're almost split exactly even, 5 and 5. So 5 girls, 5 boys. And then I believe the last count that I did, there were 22 or 23 great-grandchildren. And there are 3 great-great-grandchildren.
God, I need more alcohol for this.
And that's just my dad, our dad's side.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay. See, that's I never asked. Well, I never was privy to any of that shit. So that's pretty wild.
Yeah, it's a big family, and for the most part, I'm pretty close with majority of my cousins.
I mean, I'm just obviously your mom and dad aren't together anymore.
No, so my parents divorced when I was 8, 9.
Okay, so yeah, it was very similar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yes, to answer your question, like I guess the
Yeah.
like the whole how the age and how it happened and everything, like I could literally describe to you to a T the moment my dad walked out the door and didn't come back.
Oh, I'm sure.
And so that's at that age, that's one of your most impressionable like years, right? You start to remember a lot of things from that point on, and I can tell you when my dad left, I can tell you exactly how it happened.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you how many times we moved with my mom from the time I was 8 until my dad picked us up at the apartment with one of our older cousins. I don't want to name
On your
names.
mom's side?
No, on our side.
Oh, on our side.
And took us home. We thought we were just going to visit for the weekend, and turns out that we were moving in with Nana and Papa.
God damn.
And
surprise.
Yeah, and I mean, there's a lot in between it, but like
Brittany was lucky; she got to stay.
Yeah. I was a baby of
All
the
3
baby.
times I stayed at Nana's house, I had to go back to.
It's a pretty general name, so I'm gonna say it. But where's Josh in all this?
He's my oldest.
He's
brother.
the oldest.
He's my oldest brother.
You guys all have the same parents?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's
Oh,
we've already said her name, so it's Josh, me, then Haley.
Okay.
So Josh is what do you call that?
Fucking
Irish twins. We're like a year apart, like just shy of.
party with him. That motherfucker's gonna get me in trouble.
Oh yeah.
God damn, I love it.
And then Haley is 3 years younger than me, and I'm
right in the fucking middle.
They're the bookends.
Yeah. Damn.
Not only that, but when you're raised with all millions of cousins, and then we moved here and had nobody.
Yeah.
It's almost like everything was like blueprinted out.
It
Just
was
supposed to be a certain fucking way.
It was just weird.
And it just didn't. It's like it was all planned a certain way, and then it just crumbled. Like none of the plans went to shit. All the plans went to shit.
Yeah, it's crazy because I know you went through it obviously when you moved out here at a young age. I actually didn't go through that feeling of not having anybody until Nana passed away, because I was so used to having all, like, majority of my family with me. And my sister's lived in Vegas for quite some time.
Yeah, a lot of years now.
And she's lived out here, for a lot of years. But I had this feeling of abandonment after Nana passed away, because everybody just kind of went to where they belonged, and I was just kind of
you're just
there.
You're like the only one out there at this point.
And funny is that my brother actually lives like 10 minutes from me, but he works so much. He's a good man. He's a great provider for his family that he has, and so it's no knock against him whatsoever. But we're adults. We have children. We have things.
Yeah, you got shit going on.
And it's just life.
It's just life.
But when she passed, I just, like, all of a sudden I realized, like, wait, I'm alone.
Yeah.
Like, I'm alone. And I called her crying a lot, because I was alone. I was alone. And I could call and I could video, and it wasn't like, because everyone was there when everything was happening with Nana, but then everybody went home, and it was like, oh shit, like, shit, I'm alone. I'm alone. And it's crazy. It's a crazy feeling as an adult when you have so many, you're raised with so many people.
Yeah.
To have that alone feeling, because my mom moved and my dad lived far, and my sister, and then Seazon, and it was just such an unreal feeling.
Well, I'm gonna take that little thought, and we're gonna twist it into what exactly it is that we're doing here, because that is one of the biggest things that I want to promote here, is that you are not alone. And I understand that physical form is truly important. And when people ask me, why don't you do this on Skype? Why don't you do phone calls? Why don't you do this and that? I said, because it's not engaging. It's not right in front of me. And what we're trying to do, is make sure that people that feel alone.
Yeah, it's taken a little bit of time. And obviously, like I said, she's been gone for about 2 years.
Yeah.
But, that was just, those first few months.
Yeah.
And,
it's hard. It's fucking hard as an adult.
Well, you have a routine, and when the routine is gone, it's like, what do you do?
Yeah.
It's an empty hole.
It's like when my dad, it's like when my dad,
we
that
put
first
in the work.
morning.
We put in the work. Every week, we put in the work. I put in the work with my sister. Every single week.
I put in the work with you. Remember? I sent you skeletons rolling, holding their breath.
If she doesn't answer by the third phone call, then I text her, like,
wellness.
Hello? Like, don't make me call the cops for a wellness check, because I'll do it.
Yeah.
And, it's a running joke, but even on her birthday, I tried calling her all day to sing happy birthday. I finally texted her, I was like, can you stop being selfish and answer my call so that I can sing happy birthday to you?
You selfish son of a bitch.
Are you enjoying your birthday? Stop it.
Yeah. I don't give a fuck if you're selling a house. Knock it off.
Oh, yeah, by the way, I'd sell that.
Sell that. I love your fucking ads.
My ads? What?
Your ads on Facebook are tremendous.
I've been doing some.
They are enticing, and they make me want to buy a house.
Like
they really
escrow,
do.
home inspection, just so people know that there's words that go along with buying a house that you should know.
Mm-hmm. Well, I appreciate you coming all the way from California.
Just for you.
And
For you.
Literally just for me.
You are the miracle.
I am the miracle.
You are the miracle.
Every day I wake up continues to be a fucking miracle. I'm not happy about it, but...
Oh, we're happy about it. I'd be lost without you.
Thank you for coming on.
Oh, thank you for having me.
And sharing some of your story.
You're welcome.
This shit's hard, I know. But, and you for sharing...
It makes it easier.
Yeah. No, that was perfect. Yeah, I'm glad that worked out. And for sharing more of your story.
Thank you.
I'm sorry it was the miracle.
Hey, words, they're important.
We're on the same team these days.
We are. And
Yeah.
We're the same team.
It seems to be working out pretty well that way.
Yeah.
So, thank you both.
Thank you.
You want to plug your shit?
Oh, hell yeah. If you're looking to buy or sell your home, call Stain Green Realty. Because you know why?
She'd sell that.
I'd sell that. I'd buy that.
Everything turns to sold.
Everything I touch turns to sold.
Is that your website, Stain Green?
StainGreenRealty.com.
Perfect.
I'm Seazon Jessup. I would love to assist you in all your real estate endeavors.
And if you don't already, make sure you add her on Facebook so you can see some of the amazing ads she puts out, because if you don't go buy the house, I might. She's hitting all the spot. I want an infinity pool with a ranch sink and the other bathroom that I don't even fucking need. But if she puts up another picture, I'm gonna go make one.
Hey, I don't even like actual like baths, but I really want a clawfoot bathtub.
Seriously. Yeah. The shit I didn't know I needed.
Until you saw those ads.
Talk to Seazon.
Talk to me.
Do you have anything you want to plug?
Nope.
All right. Well, for all the listeners.
Add Seazon on StayingGreenRealty.com.
And remember, you're not alone.
California chain
And
coming
it's
soon.
okay to vent.
Yeah. And if you take away anything from this, just remember that we're out here trying to promote real human connection, and you can always email us at meversusmeinfo@gmail.com or comment on any of the links that you're listening on, Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts. I don't give a shit where. Comment, reach out. I love getting feedback, so.
Be kind.
Be kind and stay green.
And stay green.
Peace out.